What's up, guys? I want to talk to you today about why I do not talk to only eights and above. I talk to all different types of women, whether they look average or maybe sometimes a little bit below average or a little bit above average. So I'm talking five, six, seven range. The reason I wanted to bring this up in the video is because I had a guy on one of my body game videos and he comment, "Hey, I want to know, what do these women look like?" And I don't know the reason for his comment. There could be a bunch of different things. My speculation could be either one, he could be a hater, which that doesn't matter as much. Two, he could be genuinely interested in seeing some of the women that I am speaking to on body game videos. I know for some guys that makes a difference seeing a woman, but I'm going to tell you why in this video. Women's looks do not matter as much as you think they do. Think about it. If you saw your homeboy with someone who was really, really attractive, what does that do for you? It does nothing unless you are with the attractive person. Why? Usually you're only with that more attractive person because of a sexual desire thing or the inclination to sleep with them. Other than that, you're just trying to show them off. There's nothing actual real there. There's actually no, that doesn't have anything to do with the substance of the person or the quality of the relationship you can get from them. It has nothing to do with even the quality of sex that you can have with them. That doesn't mean that your relation in bed is going to be even better with them. Even plenty of times, there have been women that are more attractive that don't really perform well in that area just because probably they have never really had to do a lot of work in that area. And you usually will find that the women that are more average looking will probably perform a lot better, maybe because they feel like they have more to prove. And to be honest, the main reason why I speak to women that are average looking is because I believe most women are average looking. Most people are average looking. I'm actually average looking with clothes on. The things that give me an extra boost is obviously my body, but everybody doesn't see my body everywhere I go, depending on how I'm dressed. But of course, you have things like wearing glasses and having a gap in my smile. Those things can subtract points. So for myself, I usually rate myself about a good five or six with my clothes on. And then if you raise it up a little bit with my clothes off, I'll probably raise up a little bit more because I have a body that's above average. But as far as facial, I don't have a face that's above average. So if you balance those two things out, I put myself right about the average range or a little bit better, which is six. And I go based on how women respond and treat me, and which women are seem like they're attracted to me. I have had women that look more like eights that are interested in me, but they are harder to get, I would say. Much harder to get and keep them long term because usually the higher the level of the attractiveness of a woman, they're going to have many, many things that are going to distract them, many more guys that are distracting them. They have so many available offers, so to speak, as far as dates, receiving money, time, attention from so many guys. You're always in a really, really competitive market. So sometimes it's not just your looks that are holding you back, it's the fact that the higher up on the scale of attractiveness for the woman you want, the higher up you go, the more likely she's going to be distracted. And it's going to be harder for you to just keep her attention just focused on you. That's the reality of it. And this is the reason why I don't try to waste my time sometimes going for women that I see above me. Because if I think that I'm a six, there's no point in going for an eight unless an eight shows me some attraction first or an eight shows me some type of interest. Then that gives me a reason to kind of push forward. But outside of that, I just agree with talking to women that are like sixes and fives, to be honest. And because even where I live in South Carolina. To me, there are not that many attractive women in South Carolina, and I base that on when I travel to other places. The women objectively look a lot better than the women that I normally see around town here. Granted, if you find certain social environments to go into, even in South Carolina, you will start to see more attractive women. And I would say I just don't hang out in some of those more prominent social environments where you probably would have to be around people with more money as well to see the more attractive women because that those two things go together most of the time. Like Really attractive women are usually somewhere close to money, because men with money usually just throw money or do things that cost money for more attractive women. It's just a natural way of things. It does not mean that all attractive women are associated with money, because some women are sleeper attraction. Like, they don't know that they're really attractive, so they may not put themselves around that environment. uh, Excuse me. I'm not going to edit that out. But yeah, this is the reason why you don't see um, me talking so much about why a woman's looks has to be a certain way, because it doesn't. It really just needs to be, is the woman attractive to you? And that can be a wide range. We know, watching this, guys, that you can be attracted to multiple ranges of women, different types of body types, different shape sizes, all that stuff. Granted, there are certain women that are going to be objectively more attractive to all men, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that those are the only type of women that you're attracted to and will talk to. And I would say, as a man, you need to focus on the women that like you and stick with whatever level you're actually at, because this is a problem that a lot of women have, is they're trying to date men that they don't qualify for. And it happens to me too. Most of the women that come to me are women that I see below me in like looks and other things, but and I'll get plenty of women in that range, like say a four. Plenty of women that are like a four would want to talk to me. But then I'm like, well, if I'm a six, I don't want to talk to a four. The lowest I could do is a five. And this is what happens with a lot of women too, is they might, you know how women say they might see themselves as a 10, and they can get a guy that's literally at 8 trying to talk to them. But if they think, well, I deserve another guy that I see as a 10, they will dismiss that guy that's even at 8, which is actually really good looking by anyone's standards. And 8 is really good looking. So you got to be mindful of what your mindset is about where you are, what your level is, how you look, and what you actually qualify for. Like I said, I qualify for sixes at the base level, on my opinion. And I know this is based on what I'm getting from other people. And I hate to say this, it's not making sure it doesn't come off weird, but I'm talking about even from other guys. Guys even recognize that I'm like a handsome guy in some ways, not like they're trying to come at me in a romantic way, but I've been recognized by some guys that I'm like at least handsome, got a good body shape and all that stuff. So I'm just going off of what my experiences are, not my own mind, which is that's what you got to do. And then that's how you determine what level of women you're going to deal with. So for the guy that asked that in the comments, what type of women I deal with, I tell people, even in my friends in person, that if they ask what the woman looks like, I'll say, oh, she looks average. She looks like your average chick. I don't try to brag about it, because there is no point. There is no point in bragging about your woman's looks. Even if you do get a really attractive girl, yes, that's the main thing you want to do. You want to take her places and show her off. It's kind of like a prize thing to say, hey, look what I caught. Like, I caught this big fish. That's really all that is. It's more of an ego thing, because you can't really do too much with the woman's looks other than show her off. Okay? And that's why I know people who are passport bros, and they've shown me girls that they've had in these other countries, and I've seen videos and photos directly from them. They send to me and say, look, man, look what I'm dealing with. And it's cool, but this is why I tell you it does not matter, because even when they show me what they deal with, how does that mean anything for me? I'm not with her, so you showing her off to me means nothing. I don't care if any person has an attractive woman, because I'm not reaping the benefits of you having the attractive woman. And once you figure that out, that's the reason why it should not matter to you as much that you have an attractive woman, as much as you think it matters, because the other person isn't really going to care like you think. You're really trying to show her off. And it's not so much for you as you think it is. It's for other people to see what you're capable of catching. Yes, we want to have somebody that's attractive. I get it. I'm a man. Yeah, you do still want to have something attractive, but it can come at a cost. That's all I'm saying. Because if you haven't dealt with more attractive women, which I have, I've dealt with women that I have perceived as like nines. I don't think there's such thing as a 10 in the women I've dealt with. But I've dealt with women that are nines and eights, and then it just seemed like they're a little bit harder to deal with. They're just not as worth it as you think. You may have them up on a pedestal until you start to deal with them. And then you realize, okay, well, Looks ain't everything, but it's nice. It's a nice perk to have those looks. And just think about that, guys.